I just hoping maybe you could tell me anything you can remember about working with Laurel and Hardy. Any anecdotes or anything? What sticks in your mind the most after all these years?
So many things. You hit me out of a clear sky. 2 days ago, I became 97.
Happy birthday.
So, I mean, I'm not supposed to be able to remember anything. Anyway, I mean, both Laurel and Hardy were a delight to work with. They never gave me any trouble of any kind. And they were great performers, both of them. And they were very friendly to each other. And I think they were a couple of pretty good comedians.
I think more than pretty good. I think they were outstanding.
Both of them, as I say, that there were a lot of funny things that happened, but those would take too long to talk about. Hardy, they were very friendly in the studio, but not particularly friendly off the studio, because they liked different things. Stan Laurel had a very fine fishing boat, and he spent his spare time on the boat, which he liked very much. And Hardy, he liked to play golf, and after golf, gin rummy. So he spent most of his time at country clubs.
You were the gentleman that actually...
I would usually be the host, and their wives would come to the party. But as I say, that because they liked such different things, I mean, Hardy didn't even like to go on the ocean. He got seasick, so boats were not for him. And therefore, as I say, at their leisure time, they didn't spend much time with each other.
You were in the business about you followed Max Sennett, didn't you?
What?
Max Sennett was around a little longer than the Roach studios, I suppose.
It was a little amusing as far as Hardy was concerned. The first time that they were to work with a lion, both of them were scared to death of the lion, and there was a company out here called Gay's Lion Farm. And so I told Gay to come over and tell him how tame the lions were, which he did in the studio. And he said, all the lions I have are raised on my ranch. And they were all raised on milk, as babies. Hardy says, so was I raised on milk, but I eat meat now. That's the only amusing thing I can think of right now.
You made a lot of 20-minute shorts, and in fact, the Hal Roach Studios, I suppose, were the top studios in the country as far as producing comedies for a good many years.
Oh, yes. I made a lot of comedies, I made a lot of other things, and I'm about to make a few more.
Hal, how did the idea for the Little Rascals come about? Was that one of your ideas?
The what?
The Little Rascals, the Our Gang comedies?
The Our Gang. That was my original idea. Nobody had anything to do with it but me, and that was very successful for many years, and there's a good chance that I'm going to do another one very soon.
Really?
Yeah.
In other words, you're 97, but you're not just sitting around doing nothing. You're...
Because of names and so on, this new thing will be instead of any of the other end, be the Young Stars. Be an hour show called the Young Stars. It has to do with kids that do everything.
Okay. So
it won't really look like the old Our Gang comedies.
Well, they were in the hour show will be a show that will be typically of the Our Gang type. But that will only be a part of the show.
I see. Well, that sounds good.
I wish you a lot of luck with that.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah. You were the one that teamed Laurel and Hardy together, weren't you?
Oh, yes.
How did that teaming work? How did they first appear on screen?
I mean, Hardy was already under contract, and Laurel was an English comic that showed up at a theater in Los Angeles with his wife, and somebody told me it was a very funny act. I went to see it. I liked him very much. I made a 7-year contract with him. So we quit vaudeville, came to work at the studio. We found out his eyes were so light they didn't photograph. So for the first 3 or 4 months at the studio, he was a writer. Then we had panchromatic film came in. We photographed him again. His eyes photographed all right. Then we put him in a picture that Hardy happened to be in. And they seemed to get along well together. And then Leo McCary, who was one of the biggest directors in the business, was then working for me. And he said, I'd like to make a picture with him. And he did. But they were not a team. It was called Putting Pants on Philip. And Hardy had a cousin coming from, where did he wear kilts? In England. Where do they wear kilts? Men wear kilts. What country?
Where they were?
England.
I guess in England, yeah.
What?
In England?
Scotland.
Oh, okay.
He had a cousin coming from Scotland to visit him. And when he arrived, it was Laurel, and he had kilts on. And they, because he wore kilts, had embarrassed Hardy. So the whole picture was Hardy trying to get pants on Philip. That was the name of the picture.
I remember seeing that, and
Funniest pictures they ever made. But in that picture, they were not a team. But because of that picture, we made them a team.
I see.
That was Stan was kind of a girl chaser in that one, wasn't he?
What?
Stan was kind of a girl chaser.
Oh, yeah, he was. And, I mean, all the thing was funny. Had to do with the kilts.
Yeah.
But it was still a very funny picture.
Yeah.
Back then, Mr. Roach, you were really establishing what movies were going to do. You didn't really have a whole lot of ground rules established. You were really establishing new rules, weren't you?
Oh, yes. Well, the thing that I'm talking about now is not for movies, it's for television.
Yeah.
That is the Our Gang thing.
Yeah.
That's an hour television show.
One of the things I always remember so much about the Roach pictures, though, is that background music that's so evident in practically all of them, and you can hear the same kind of music in Laurel and Hardy as you can with Charlie Chase and the little our gang or Little Rascals.
We had the same guy that did our music for many years.
Marvin Hatley, right?
That's right.
What was the logic?
Was it just to assume that a little music in the background would make it funnier, or why was that done?
I mean, he was, with Laurel and Hardy and some of the other things, his opening thing, when the people would laugh, people were getting to laugh at. Just laughing to hearing the music.
Yeah, the Cuckoo song.
Yeah. No, he was very good.
Yeah.
We hope to do some of that again.
Yep.
Mr. Roach, it's a pleasure to talk to you. I can't tell you.
You're very welcome, and thank you for calling.
I can't tell you how many times I've laughed at your stuff, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. All the best.